Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Sorry. Hey guys, it's Mo and Dawn from Geary's on the Go. We are checking in with you basically for the first time since we were on the porch of the house we sold.
And what's the date? We don't know. We're retired. We have no idea.
It's the 25th.
20. We might be redoing this.
Do you think?
June
25th.
25th. It's Tuesday. Anyways, not to. Doesn't matter. We're sitting here at our Airbnb in Madeira. This is gonna be one take. We're not doing this again. We're on the balcony, beautiful view of Madeira, and we wanted to catch up. So last time we spoke, we had just sold our house in Sarasota. I'm Dawn. This is Mo, recently retired teacher, accountant, and our two daughters, Devin and Kira, who just graduated from USF College. So we spent 3 months in Sarasota at 3 different Airbnbs, not necessarily by choice, but because we sold the house in 3 weeks, that's what was available.
That was very handy though, being able to pack everything up and then, get into a place, get settled, unpack, and then be there for 30 days, get used to a routine and everything, and then pack it up again and go to a different location with.
Yeah, it was like training wheels, but still in Sarasota. And I kind of viewed it as part of the grieving process of being homeless for the first time. For the first time since we bought our first house in 1991. We did drive by our old house several times.
Some more than others. But
so which was kind of weird because normally you'd pull in the driveway and go in and unload groceries, and couldn't do that anymore. So it was a good experience. So then we left Sarasota to go to Pittsburgh to have some time with friends and family.
Right. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Nice to see everybody and give all those hugs and squeezes. Thanks. Love you people.
Yep. So then we flew from Pittsburgh to Boston for a connecting flight to Porto, direct flight.
I will say that while we were in Pittsburgh, coming from Florida where it's all flat and, Pittsburgh being very hilly, more so than I remember. Some of those roads, while going to see family, were a lot of fun, and we did seek out some more steep ones just for the girls. That was good practice. We probably should have tried walking a few of those in hindsight, but the hills, I think, were preparing us for what came next.
After 21 years in flat Sarasota, we're definitely out of shape. So we went to Porto.
Yes.
And we did a couple tours in Porto, and we did a couple tours just outside of Porto because we wanted to see what the hinterland looked like a little bit.
Yeah, and we did beautiful places where we were able to do the full day walking tours, which was intense. But had we not done that, we would have missed a lot. So they were.
Yeah, we did Braga. Apologize for the pronunciation. Gamera, Coimbra. We saw the university there, botanical gardens, the Royal Palace, and then Avera, which is a beach town, and then a cable car.
That was with the salt mines.
Yeah, and then we did a cable car over the beautiful river, Adora River, and
that was in Porto with the bridge that was
double-decker.
The double-decker bridge had the tram that went on the top.
Yeah.
And it had a walking bridge. Well, you could pedestrian on both top and bottom.
It's built by a student of Eiffel.
Right.
Eiffel Tower.
For the Eiffel Tower. It was absolutely beautiful to walk across. We walked across both the top and the bottom, and then took a cable car down.
Which you did with no problem.
It was a short little cable car. Yes, no problem. I was excited to do that, and it was a lot of fun.
It is Sunday morning. We're in downtown Porto along the river. Lots going on here. There's a walk straight down to get here. And we gotta go back up. Incline. Oh, look, someone's got a drone. Just talking to anybody. Any stranger will do. So we're going to walk down there and try to cross the lower, can't see it, but the lower part of that double-decker bridge. It was built by the apprentice to Eiffel Tower. The man who made Eiffel. This is at the University of Coimbra. It's like Harry Potter just came in. A little bit like the Carnegie Museum in Pittsburgh, but really cool. The staircases.
That's just impressive. All right, okay. Need a big chest. Just a big car.
St. George's Castle. There's the Geary Girls. Beautiful day here in downtown Lisbon. Just general people have been great.
People have been
no
fabulous.
Political issues, in case anybody's wondering. Couldn't have been nicer. Tour guides, locals, our hosts, both Airbnbs were really nice. The one at Lisbon, we have some footage. There were some concerts there.
Well, the one in Porto, we had some videos of that as well, because we stayed upstairs from a restaurant. It was really good. But Friday night they had a live singer right down there on the street, and she was really good. And then there was a party out the back window.
Yeah.
So
it was quite lively neighborhood.
It was a lively neighborhood.
If you're from Pittsburgh, it'd be like the Strip District or something like that. Kind of an artsy neighborhood, but yeah, a lot of music.
It was lively.
It was loud.
So we had like dueling at one time. We had dueling musicians going on, and then we went to Lisbon.
Yeah.
And Lisbon was having a carnival in the square right outside.
Well, it seemed like every neighborhood had their square and had
Yeah.
it set up.
Oh, it's June in Liz in Portugal. June in Portugal is traditionally the festival season. Didn't know that, but it's been amazing. I mean, even our
Host.
they were telling us all about it and everything. They have a lot of different festivals and things, but the festival in Lisbon went on for
3-4
3
nights.
days
Yeah.
that we were there. And you know, she's like, oh, it'll stop at 11 o'clock, and it was like, okay, it did. And then the next day it did not.
Until
You know,
4 a.m.
woke up to, or didn't
Yeah.
sleep, but you know, the last grand finale was, you know, what was it? Guns N' Roses.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, and the whole crowd was singing. It was hilarious, but you know.
Yeah, it was fascinating. We
It
really
really
enjoyed
was.
it, but it made for long nights just because it went on and
It
on.
did. We were exhausted, and then we had full day tours
Yeah.
in between. So
At
just
8
trying to
a.m.
see everything that we could.
Yeah.
So So Porto and Lisbon were pretty intense
Yeah.
vacation kind of things.
A lot of money for tours, a lot of eating
Yeah.
out because we weren't planning on cooking for that short period of time.
So that was kind of, you know, so we went from the 3 Airbnbs to Sarasota, where we were settled and cooking and everything, to Porto and Lisbon, where we were just vacationing.
Yeah, but we had budgeted for that. We wanted to see outside of
Right.
Porto, outside of Lisbon, with an eye toward maybe a future residency there.
Right.
And the girls also as well were looking at that. So budgeted, planned for. Now that we're here in Madeira, we're cooking almost exclusively, and getting. It's our first 30 days. And
Right.
then in 3 more weeks, or 2 more weeks, where we go back to Lisbon to connecting flight to Marseille, France for 30 days. Then just an hour north of Marseille, France to Avignon, where the Popes at some point in time held up there. And then that's for 2 weeks. And then
So are we going to talk about Madeira, that we're
yeah,
here?
Madeira, we're here. This has definitely been a learning experience. It's been learning from vacation mode, a week, 10 days, to extended periods of time. And it's definitely a learning curve doing this.
Right. Our Airbnb here in Madeira is really nice. Thank goodness. It has 2 bedrooms and this outdoor patio where we are just living. This has been our view. And it's been great having dinners out here and being able to be here in the evening and little, you know, happy hour out here. It's been really nice to have this space and then be able to cook. It's been great with the shopping, with the fresh produce and meats and stuff. The food is really good, really fresh.
But the downside is because of the topography here. Now, we've driven in Ireland, got lost on farmers' fields and back roads, driven on Pico and the Azores. These hills are next level. And that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is I got a Nissan Jukes automatic, and on a steep hill, if you stop, it shuts off and wants to go backwards, which is not a good thing on these hills.
We're not having fun with that.
Yeah, this car has been a real pain in the butt.
It has been.
Worst car I've ever driven.
Yeah.
And I've driven, you know, the Azores, Ireland, you name it. 3-point turns on our most cousin Ann's driveway, which was this wide. But this is next level. And just to give you an idea, I mean, it's the grocery store is way up there. So yeah, it's really kind of next level, and which probably wouldn't be as bad if it weren't for this car being such a lemon or some having issues.
That has been a problem. Yeah, I'm not disappointed in Madeira.
No, it's absolutely beautiful.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And we went to 2 towns yesterday. We went to Puente de Sol and
Ribera.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Ribera was probably my favorite so far. Of course, they were all decorated for the holidays, but they had wonderful walking streets with different shops, and then they had a promenade, they called it, that went down, and it looked. Excuse us for our clocks. Oh no.
It's on the hour. Yeah.
We have that starts at 7:30.
Anyways, we're gonna put some video footage in here of Lisbon and Porto, and then we'll do a separate video on Madeira in the next few days, and then we'll keep catching up. So take care. Thank you so much for following us. We really do appreciate it.
And I do want to just do a shout out for everybody on Facebook. It has been such a connection for me, and I appreciate everyone who's checked in with us. So thanks for doing that, and I hope you enjoy the videos as well.
All right, take care. Bye.
Bye, guys.